why would anyone consider the Kubota if it doesn't stack up?
As we continue our research for a compact tractor to fit our wood yard, we stopped by Davis Equipment in Ashland, Kentucky to check out the Kubota L252.
Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. My name's Lucas, and we're sharing our hobbies on 38 acres in Eastern Kentucky. And today I'm in Eastern Kentucky at Davis Equipment. You guys know I come to Davis Equipment often. I bought my Kubota BX from Davis. They've taken really good care of me, and I love to do business with Davis. I've been checking out all these other brands of tractors, and today I'm going to come at them pretty hard and let them convince me why Kubota is the option I should go with. So I'm here with Ed. I want to introduce you to Ed, and you've seen him in videos with me before. Ed has agreed to come on camera and talk to me about the differences between Coyote and some of these other brands, but mainly talk to me about the things that are great about the Kubota L Series tractor. If I was choosing one, I think the L Series is what I would go with. So I want to hear all the good things about the Kubota L. Thanks for talking to us today,
That's no
Ed.
problem. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah. I'm just going to start with the hard one.
Okay.
So I have been shopping for a tractor that will pick up more weight. Lift capacity is the most important thing to me. I'm working on that sawmill. I got to be able to pick up big logs, and the tractors I've been looking at, really all of them are rated to pick up close to 2,000 pounds, 1,900 pounds.
Sure.
The TYM's advertising that they can pick up 2,200 pounds. Now I know the Kubota, this is in kilograms. So
Correct.
you're talking 1,100 pounds-ish
right.
on this
1150,
loader?
something like that, yep.
Yeah, so why would anyone consider the Kubota if it doesn't stack up?
Well, what Kubota does essentially is, you know, a compact tractor is a relatively small tractor. So I think to err on the side of safety, that, you know, they're setting the loader at a limit that they feel no matter what height you're picking up, say a full bucket load of wet sand,
Right.
that it's going to be safe. You're
Right.
not going to be worrying about flipping it over or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're also not putting extra wear and tear on your pins, your joints, your loader frame, the axle,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So my opinion is, you know, that's their reasoning, because clearly it's a very stout loader.
Right.
So that's why I believe that they're, you know, not necessarily holding back,
Yeah.
but that's why they've got the loader set
Yeah.
at the rating they've got it set at.
Well, and it's a little bit deceiving, I would say, in that you guys have seen me with my Kubota BX pick up 1,100 pounds.
Sure.
With a BX. I mean, it's half the size of this tractor.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to think in my mind, when I bring this tractor home, I'm probably going to get a lot more capability out
Absolutely.
of this than what we're seeing on this rating. So give me your opinion. You know, you see me work my sawmill and all of that.
I haven't seen anything in your wood yard that I wouldn't set this right on top of. I mean, I think it's plenty capable for, you know, your firewood totes, any log I've seen you put on your mill, that kind of stuff. I think you'd be thrilled with it.
Well, and you know, we're not in the habit of putting down any other brands or anything like that, but I know that different manufacturers measure these differently as well,
Sure.
right? So, and I'm not educated on how each different brand does that measurement.
Right.
But I have to think there's probably some differences in the way they're testing.
Right. Some will rate it at the pivot pins. Kubota generally rates at 50 millimeters in front of the pins. Generally, that would be the center of a full bucket load of material, whether
Right.
it be sand or gravel or mud or whatever. So that's where you're getting your weight rating from Kubota.
Okay.
At the pins, obviously, it's going to be more weight.
Now, is that to lift to full height?
Yes.
So they're saying I could pick 1,100 pounds up all the way up here?
Correct.
I mean, I don't know what the other manufacturers are doing.
Right.
But I know with my BX, when I'm picking up 1,100 pounds, I'm just getting it off the ground and moving it.
Correct.
So to be able to do that is substantially strong.
Yeah, the full height lift, I think, is probably the exact kilogram transfer, so 1,090, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the full height lift on it, yeah.
Okay, well that's good information.
Yep.
All right, Ed, well tell me a little bit about the L252, the features that it comes standard with, and you know, maybe some of the changes they made since it was the 2501.
Right, well it's the same features as any L. As far as your 3902, 3302, what they changed from the 2501 was they went with the modern headlights, grille, you know, same as the 3902, 3302 has. More importantly, they moved the brake pedal over to the left side. You still have your split brakes, but it's over where it's way more convenient.
Yeah.
You've got your rubber floor, LED headlights. They've just modernized it and
Right.
made it like the rest of the L lineup.
That's the first thing I noticed when I walked out here to check out this tractor was, man, it is a really, really good looking tractor. You guys know I'm kind of, you know, I've been a fan of Kubota. I love my Kubota, and there's something that just feels like home about the L252.
Yep. Very good seller for Kubota.
Yeah. I've outgrown my Kubota BX, and I've got to get into a compact size tractor.
Okay.
And I feel like this is probably the size of tractor that I need. You know, you mentioned that this is basically the same tractor as the, what are the next horsepower models?
The 3302, the 3902.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you convince me why I wouldn't need the extra horsepower?
Well, you know, all the L's, they run the same loader. They're the same chassis. Really, you would only need the extra power if you're doing a lot of heavy PTO work. So
Okay.
you're a lot of bush hogging,
Right.
a tiller, something to that effect.
Yeah.
As far as lift capacity, it doesn't change that much.
Okay.
So Lucas, you know, the BX are obviously our best sellers, mainly the terrain in this area, right? Everybody's mowing up and down the sides of mountains with it. But our second best selling tractor is the L252. So you get all the benefits of an L, but you're under that emissions
Right.
threshold, right?
Right.
So, which is, as long as you're not doing heavy bush hogging or something to that effect, you don't need 39 horsepower to do it.
Yeah, that's actually the whole reason why I've been looking at this size and this horsepower range of tractor. I mean, there's always the part of me that's always like more power.
Right.
But in reality, I'm not plowing, I'm not running big equipment. So what I really need is stability, weight, and lift capacity.
Sure.
And I don't really need to spend an extra 10 grand to get extra horsepower to run equipment that I don't even have anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is definitely the size and horsepower range of tractor I need to be looking at. And man, it put a smile on my face to hop on this thing. The hydraulics, the one thing that really stood out to me about the Kubota, if I'm going to say there's one thing that I know I liked best about the Kubota, it's the fact that when I use the loader functions, you can use multiple functions even at idle, and it easily tilts and raises and lowers and does all of that at the same time. And on some of the other tractors that I've checked out, that was difficult to do.
Right.
They would do it, but it was really hard to find that sweet spot on the loader handle. Now,
Not where you want to be putting a 1,000-pound log on your mill.
exactly. I need to be able to work, you know, a little bit of intricate work there.
Sure.
Now, I will complain about one thing, and that is the location of the loader controls. I really like them on the fender like they are on the BX.
Right.
I climb on from both sides, and twice out here already, I've tried to get on this side and realize I can't.
Correct.
It's just one of those things I would have to get used to, but several of the other manufacturers are doing the same thing. Definitely something to think about, because I'll be honest, before I came and talked to you, I was kind of ruling out the Kubota as not really competitive anymore. But you've kind of changed my mind, because there's a lot of quality right here.
There is a reason this is the second best seller.
Right.
It really is. I didn't make that up. I mean,
Right.
it's not just around here. It's, man, they sell a ton of these things.
Right.
Matter of fact, I waited on this hydrostat probably for 3 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just couldn't get them.
Right. So since I've owned my BX, I have used the KTAC insurance on my side-by-side because I dropped a tree on it. No questions asked. They took care of me. And, you know, I broke the diff lock on my tractor, and a very expensive repair, and they fixed it, covering it under warranty. There's definitely something to be said for a well-established company that stands behind their product. And while I'm not saying the others don't, I know for a fact Kubota does.
We've always had good luck with Kubota as far as, you know, support, factory support, parts availability, anything we've needed. You know, we've got these guys on speed dial.
Yeah.
We can call them and say, hey, here's what's going on. And they've always been willing to kind of step up, whether it's the insurance side or the warranty side or any technical support. Their engineering guys are great.
The insurance side sent me this hat. I guess it was a congratulations, you dropped the tree on your side-by-side hat. I don't.
Ugh, that's an expensive hat.
It is. Well, guys, Ed has sure given me a lot to think about. You know, I've been checking out these other tractors and being enticed by the lower cost. But when I came here, I hopped on this L252 and fired it up. there was an immediate feeling of familiarity and quality. And that's undeniable. Kubota makes a great product with a great resale value, with a great reputation, and a great dealer network and parts availability behind it. And that gives me a lot to think about, because always in my life, I seem to kind of go the cheap route and save money because I've had to. I live on a budget, and you know, you gotta go with what you can afford. But sometimes that bites you, and that makes this a very difficult decision, because let's face it, it's going to cost more money to get into a Kubota. There's no question. But is it worth that extra money for the peace of mind and all of those things we mentioned? That's what I've got to decide, and it's not going to be an easy decision. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, getting to check out the Kubota L252. We appreciate Ed for sharing his time with us and sharing his expertise on camera. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.